fun. Yesterday we busted out the Magic 8 Ball. Also today we have, oh, I need to probably turn this volume down before it starts screaming in my ear. This is what we did yesterday. We did a bald eagle with an American flag. I told a story about people who used to come to the business cards, the graphic design shop to get business cards crazy. I did a self-portrait. That's what I started with. And we did Harambe, RIP. We did a couple other things, but I don't know where they are. So today I thought we would get started. Hey, Jurassic World 95. Of course I remember you. I remember the first time you came in because I was thinking about July 6th Park. And then I told you that the second time when you came in, you asked if I remembered you. And I was like, oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, the Tails drawing. Yeah, hold on. I definitely saw that. It was not good. I was struggling. I don't know why. Hey, where is it? Well, I found this. We also did a dinosaur. This turned out to be an absolute angel. Oh, Gang Mario. Nice. And we did this guy, Glep. Is it Glep? And then we also did, why am I saying Glep? Glep. I think that is Woody. We did a German man. Huh. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Not great. Let's see what was wrong with him. I don't know why his shoulders in the wrong place. That's already points off for having the wrong shoulder. Okay. Oh, gotta be thicker. There we go. That already much better. Oop. Take care, Jurassic World. Yeah, it was definitely. I brought his belly in also, for sure. That was part of it. And let's have him have like a happy determination. Ah. Yeah, his shoulders were broken. His belly was wrong. I don't know. I don't remember what. Like, I was in a weird mood when I think this is the last thing I drew, and I was like already tired and moving on. And I actually had to. I did the Christmas cat after I ended the stream. I went and made dinner, and then after dinner and everything, I went back and I did another stream where I colored in the Christmas cat. Ooh, Lucha Mucha. But already I think this looks much more like Tails. Mr. Miles, Mr. Prower. We'll make that one in the back. And then what he would look like, I forget what he looked like flying. It was like, and then we'll do some tails out like that. You guys see this? Okay. What's Lucha Mucha? This is going to be Tails in flight. I'm just going to draw like a few like light outlines of the tail. We won't keep them all. We'll do something. Well, we might keep them all, but we'll do something. You know, there's a classic. You have like a bunch of. You draw a bunch of something because it's moving so fast. I always thought that was like because of digital, because of film. Okay, yeah. Armadillo. I will definitely look that up. And we'll draw it too, probably. So then if this is tails, that'll be his butt, and then his arms will be down like this. His legs, I guess, are just going to be kind of like over there and here. Yeah, we'll probably only see his little feet that makes sense. And then we'll do his ears, because he's going to still be looking at us, right? We'll do his little pouchy cheeks, his big old eyes, tiny nose. His ears are a little bit pointier. What's up, Douglas Day? Welcome, welcome. I want Mr. Toffee from Candy Crush. Okay. Okay, like Luchadora, right? Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I'm taking requests. Mr. Toffee. I think we're going to do the same thing we were doing with the Magic 8 Ball, where we take the requests, we write them down, and we'll do them, but we ask the Magic 8 Ball which ones to do first. Just because it's fun. It's really the only reason. Okay. Yeah, that's tails flying. I think it looks cute. What's the song Peak? Oh my God. I didn't listen to it. I totally spaced. It's probably still open on my computer. My computer's in the other room over there. It's probably still open on my computer right now. Okay, so let's look. Here's the list. We have Armadinho and Mr. Toffee from Candy Crush. So should we do Armadinho? Let's see. What does Magic 8 Ball say? Concentrate and ask again. Come on, guys. We all have to concentrate. Let's see. Without a doubt. All right, we're doing it. Armadinho. I haven't even looked at it, so I don't even know. Could be anything. Showing results for Armadinho. Armandinho. What did I write? Oh, I missed the N. Of course. Okay, so this is a person, and you're saying search for the comics. Got it. You did say that. Now I remember. Also, I should go to duck.com. Guys, don't use Google image search. If you're looking for reference photos, Google image search sucks. Duck.com is great, and duck.com has a little place where you can just be like, hey, please don't show me VPNs. I mean, not VPNs, AI drawn photos. Armand Dinho. Here we go. Ah, I forgot to write comic again. Jeezy peasy. I'm batting 1,000. I gotta drink my tea. So I use this tiny little laptop, this old Chromebook, to watch the chat and to like pull up reference photos and stuff. Man, it is okay. This guy's great. Simple, but amazing art. What a great cartoon. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is a comic character. Actually, let's start on a new piece of paper. So this is all one day from a couple days ago, or from yesterday. Jeezy peasy. Okay. Yeah. Let me put him on the list. Jose. Let's do. We have Mr. Toffee, because we're gonna do Armaninho right now. So we have Mr. Toffee from Elstefan. From Candy Crush. And then we have Mucha Lucha. We're going to ricochet Mucha Lucha. I'm excited to do that one. I love these. I learned so much just from doing requests. It's so neat. Like, I don't know who Mr. Toffee is. I didn't even know, like, I had heard of Deltarune, but I hadn't seen any of the characters. And so it's really cool to, like, when people ask me to do the Deltarune or like Mucha Lucha or this one, Armandinho. Okay, so this is great. I really like the style and art of this. It's like It's right up my wheelhouse. It's something that I wish I could do. You can see it's done like really loosely with ink, and it's beautiful. It's probably done digitally if I'm now that I'm thinking about it. I forget. Like I'm just not I do digital color work. That's and like I do a lot of finishing and stuff like that with digital. Yeah, it's like it's a bunch of really nice thick line like straight lines. Oh, my pencil broke. Okay. That's the brilliance of having mechanical pencil. When I was a kid, Marilyn Manson was really popular. It was so funny. I remember one time I was in music class and I didn't know anything that was popular or not. I was the kind of kid who had no idea what was going on, right? Dusttail Sands? Yeah, let me put that on the list. And all the girls were talking about Karopi. And I was like, oh, Karopi seems cool. Like, and then all the guys who I was sitting with, this is like fifth grade. So what is that? Like 11 or 10-year-olds. And ooh, skeleton with a hoodie. Nice. Oh, okay. I think I know this character, but yeah. And so I don't know. I'm like, oh, cool. Like this little frog character, Karopi. I forget what Karopi looks like, but he's just like a cute. That's not doing him justice. I should put him on the list. Um, Frog character, and I'm like, cool. I like cute things. Who doesn't? Cute things are cute. And then the boys, there was one guy who was like, oh, I like Karopi, and I was like, oh, okay, good. I'm not going to be weird for liking Karopi. And then he did it as a joke so that he could make fun of Karopi. You know how people are like that? He was like that. And so then I had no idea, and I was like, "Oh, Karopi." So this is why I'm remembering this, right? I was super scared I was being stupid in front of everybody, and that I would be made fun of because I was made fun of a lot in grade school. Not so much high school. I like I'm lucky. I wasn't bullied. I was bullied a little bit. I think most people are bullied a little bit in high school, even people you wouldn't think are. But I was not bullied very much at all in high school. Oh, American high school. I hope other countries' high schools are better than American high schools at like bullying and cliques and stuff because American high school is so weird about that. Anyway, so now I'm like, oh no, I have to be careful. I'm gonna pretend like I don't think Karopi's cute. I remember the joke he made too because it's so dumb. He he got up and he was like Karopi, and I was like, oh, I think he spelled it wrong. It's Karo with one. I think maybe he doesn't know in my mind, right? And then everyone starts laughing, and I'm like, oh, pee pee. Like, are we I felt embarrassed for us as children. I think that's him. And then his hair is kind of a darker color. And the thing, then my friend, I was like, oh yeah, Karopi's stupid. And they were like, yeah, it's cool. And I was like, no, I really don't. Please tell me what's cool. And they're like Marilyn Manson. And I was like, oh, okay. That doesn't seem like who? Like Manson. Okay, what's going on? And so that's Mechanical Animals, I think had just come out, the Marilyn Manson album. And that's what the boys thought was cool. It was a fine album, but it was a weird day. So that was music class. I was off in the odd duck out in music class. I remember we were singing, school chorus, right? And so, oh, cool. Recording chocolate strawberry. Oh, man. Yeah, this guy's great. Whoever designed him, really fun, really good character. And like, it's consistent. I'm looking at all it's good, man. Like, the style is really unique to me. So it looks like they're doing just a couple of lines. I don't know what they are because it would take so long to practice the character to get these lines down. I'm just drawing the lines that I think that I see. And then like the pants are just this. And then the legs are just, and then everything else that makes the character is color. Oh wait, there's one arm, there's an arm also. And then everything else that makes the character is color. Wait, one more, there's the face line. And it's just so interesting. Now, this isn't bad for just copying the lines off the reference photo without trying. Okay, so what are we doing? Oh, let's see. Mr. Toffee's on the top. Should we do Mr. Toffee? Magic 8 Ball. Wow. Most likely. All right, let's do it. Do you guys know Mr. Toffee from, what is it, Candy Crush? I played Candy Crush like years and years and years ago on like, it's not a bad puzzle game. There's an old puzzle game like that I used to have like on my parents' old computer. Oh, thank you so much, Jose. Yeah, it'll if you practice, like I know everyone says that, but it's really true. Oh, Toy Story, yeah. Great movie. I guess they're coming out with a Toy Story 5. That's okay. Okay, Mr. Toffee is a nut. This Magic 8 Ball, like, we bought at a yard sale. Like, at the first place I lived with my wife, where I moved in with her. And then, like, a few weeks later, or maybe a few months later, we went to a yard sale and we got this Magic 8 Ball. I think we got something else, but I can't remember what. So this is Mr. Toffee. He plays the cowbell. He's got like a really interesting beard. It's like it's literally just a scribble. It's somebody's signature, I think. Well, we'll do something with that. So he has like a tiny nose and a very expressive mustache. It's a little try hard. Just a normal cartoon character mouth. Actually, a little bit goofy because you can see his teeth. I always think it's weird when you can see a cartoon character's teeth and like tongue and stuff. It's just, there's something weird about it. It's not bad. I know people make this choice for a lot of reasons. Oh, sure, we can color Amandijo. Definitely. I don't always color, so I didn't think of it, but for sure, let's do it. I don't even have to ask the Magic 8 Ball. Because I know coloring Amandijo is going to be a win. Armandijo. I keep saying Amandijo. Okay. Little that kind. He's like, Egon from the old cartoon Ghostbusters. Well, I can't. Egon Spellman? No, that's That's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Spiegelman. I think Spiegelman. He has that kind of hair. And a tiny, I don't know, like a cartoonified version of the, okay. Oh, cool. Yeah, Ghostbusters, really fun. Really fun. I know like some people are huge fans. And I'm a big fan, but like I don't know, sometimes people go too far with like fandom. Uh but great movie. I had a bunch of Ghostbuster toys when I was a kid. I loved the real Ghostbusters cartoon. Like so much. I would have watched it 100 times. I should have just done a little scribble. I'm gonna just do a little scribble. I'm trying to do like the loop-de-loop that he has, but I'm not. I'm just gonna do. There we go. Well, he's a ginger. So if you guys want to imagine his hair. Yeah, Marshmallow Man. Hey, 117 Abraham. He kind of does look like the Monopoly Man. But you know that there's like a, is it, it's a Mandela effect, right? That the Monopoly Man doesn't actually have Mr. Money, Uncle Moneypenny, I think is his name, doesn't actually have a monocle. He does in a single cartoon on one of the cards. He's like running away. What? How does somebody run? He's like running away because I think he lost a beauty contest. I can't remember. And like there's a monocle has fallen out of his, or he's wearing a monocle in that one card. And everything else he has no. Oh yeah, thank you, Desert Rain Frog. You're always welcome. Okay, let's color Armandillo. Where are my pencils? Here we go. I need to find my full set of pencils. I could just buy more. That wouldn't be terrible. So actually, Armandillo's hair is like a really nice dark blue, dark black blue. So I'm going to erase this color, this just pencil we put in, at least a little bit, and get this black blue on. Okay. Although I did just find most of my inks and everything. We're still not unpacked. I long time watchers will know. Oh, hi Sapley. Oh yeah, so I didn't know, but the Ghostbusters toys were hugely popular, which makes sense. I had them, and they were the only toys I ever got, and I ever got new. And some of my most favorite memories or not most favorite, but um, some really strong memories are of me playing with those Ghostbuster toys, man. Like we moved to a new house and I basically remember nothing. There was like a couple of year or like a year or so where we moved around a lot. And there's this one house that I don't remember anything except for playing with Ghostbusters toys in it. And like maybe that's all I did. We had like the little trap. You throw out the trap and it was like pneumatic and it had like a tube and then you'd step on the air, you'd step on this thing. If you slammed your foot down hard enough, then the trap doors would spring open so you could catch ghosts. Oh, I'm sorry, Mario. I don't think I've been to Costco. I think I've been to like BJ's, which is kind of Costco-y. When I was younger, we would have a BJ's, and then I think I've been to, well, then we just started going to Sam's Club recently because they were like, please, 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 please take a membership. They were like, we'll give you a membership half off. And we were like, no, we're good. And then they were like, we'll give you a membership even cheaper. Just like half off and like bring a friend. And we were like, no, no, thank you, Sam's Club. We'll figure it out. Oh, what? That's great, Jose. And then finally they were like, okay, we'll give you a year membership, bring a friend, $15. And we are like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. And this tea was good. I've never even seen the Metal Ecto one. That's neat. Here, let's color a little bit of Toffee Man, just his hair. So then we just started going like the other day, and literally we've been twice. One thing somebody said was that we wouldn't be able to eat all the, they didn't say we wouldn't specifically. We looked up like what should you get from Sam's Club because we had never been, and we have a small apartment, so we were like, we don't even know if it's really gonna be worth it. And somebody was like, it's tempting to get things like their croissants, but don't get their croissants. They'll go moldy before you ever have the chance to eat all of them. We walked in. First thing is a huge table of croissants. And so we bought them. We ate them so fast. There are a lot of them, to be fair. I think they come with 12 or 16. But very good. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So they don't even check the receipt. They you scan everything while you're shopping, which I've seen in other stores, fine. And then instead of checking your receipt, which is what I assumed they would do, you'd scan everything, print it out, and then give you the receipt. You like pay on your phone, and then you walk through these giant arches. And there's like two of them, and right at the exit, there are these two giant arches. They're big. Like if this is a cart, that's in a person. Like this is the arches, right? And then they tell you if you're good to go. They're like, all right, see you later. Oh, I don't think I was going to draw his body. No. Orange is a good number of the alphabet. We can draw his body. I'm going to draw his body really small because I wasn't expecting to draw his body. So let's see. That's so neat. Wait. The trunk on the front in the Ecto, I remember that. Hey, XM or Moyad. Moayad. Okay, yeah, let's do his little body, like a tiny version. Because he's pretty pimped out. We went to a coffee shop. So my wife has been sick. She was regular sick with like the flu. There's like a new flu this year, and the vaccine they gave everybody is like, whoops, not the right one, because that happens. It's a common problem. Because flus, we have to make our best guess about what flu is going to be. And this year, our best guess was wrong, or it was mostly wrong. And so a lot of people are not going to have extra immunity from the flu, and this flu is like a different one, so it might even like kick your ass a little bit worse than a normal year. So that's was what it was, and then that was okay. She got through that. It was annoying. She had her first day of work, and she was sick. Probably the worst she was sick was on her first day of work. So that really, really sucked. I felt so bad for her. All right, this guy, this is what his body looks like. Yeah, so then she got better, and we were like, oh, thank goodness. Like, it's been a couple of weeks. You're finally getting better. And then she, like, got so sick again. Like, right away. It wasn't even like, it was just like, whoop, bump. And, oh, yeah, I do digital art. I had a stream last night where I had done a cat. I had drawn a Christmas cat that was all wrapped up in Christmas lights. You can see the stream yesterday and see it. And, I had drawn it physically, and then I took it over to the computer, scanned it in, and we did the color of that digitally. And it's nice. I do a lot of digital stuff like that, or if I'm doing like a logo or something, I want to make it vector, I'll do digital that way. Okay, so we'll put fish on the list. Yoshi, we'll do Yoshi on the list. Love a good Yoshi. There's a bunch of Yoshis. You mean Mario's Yoshi? Yoshi the dinosaur, probably, because your name is Mario, so that makes sense. We'll do fish on the list. I love that. We got Ricochet on the list. So Mr. Toffee checked off. Fish on the list. Okay, let's see. So I think as of right now, I'm just going to go down. Let's see if Ricochet is the next one we're going to do. Yeah, if you put a request in. So what we're doing now, today, we're doing the Magic 8 Ball request. So you put your request in, it goes on the list. And that way, and then we ask the Magic 8 Ball which one we should do. So people who put it in first are still more likely to get it first. But a lot of times the requests get all filled up. So this way, at least there's a chance that someone lower down will get theirs first, which it's just fun. It's just a bit of fun. Oh, Black Yoshi. Okay, I've never heard of Black Yoshi. If it's concentrate and ask again. I was thinking about Black Yoshi. That's the problem. Okay, let's concentrate. Should we do Ricochet from Mucha Lucha? He's a luchador, I think. What do you say, Magic 8 Ball? From the science point to yes. So far, we're just going down the list. All right. Yeah. XMOAY. XMOAY. What? XMOAY. Come on, get it together. PFP. Yeah, no problem. Let me open that now so I don't get confused. Okay. Oh. Sorry, this computer is very slow. Okay, remember back in the days, the Ghostbusters? Yeah, the Ghostbusters, man, so good. Gosh, I get so thirsty talking and talking and talking. I don't mind. Gosh, what was I talking about? So I've not done. I had a graphics tablet where I could draw on and like see it. It was like an iPad, but it was a Samsung. Oh yeah. So my wife. That's right. But so I do it on the PC. I still have a graphics tablet where I can draw and like it's pressure sensitive and everything, but it's on the PC, so you see it on the computer screen. I kind of like it better. I've done both. I think I like it better where you can draw down here, but it's up there that you're seeing things happen. So your own hand is like never in the way of your drawing. Pardon me. Which can make it good for different things. I did so I learned Photoshop and that whole like suite in high school by myself. And that got me a job in graphic design as a graphic designer. And then I worked as a graphic designer for like 10 years. I still do graphic design regularly, but it was my main job for like 8 to 10 years, something like that. And so I learned on the job. I studied under other graphic designers who did go to college, and it was really funny because we ended up being like nearby a school that had a graphic design course. And oh, Mucha Lucha. I think I've seen this show. And it was so fun. The amount of kids, your young people who would come in and basically be like, "Can you do my graphic design homework for me?" And they'd be like, we'd pay them, and so or they'd pay us. So it'd be like, I guess, like I don't. It doesn't. Yeah, that's the job. You're paying us to do graphic design, so I guess we'll do graphic design. But that, yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, really lucky that I knew people, lucky that I learned it and was interested and focused enough to like learn the suite myself. And then I also like made websites and stuff, and that combined was like uh because I knew like old HTML really well, and that mixed with Photoshop and the ability to put it all together basically was enough to get me a graphic design job at a firm or at a shop that did graphic design work for all sorts of people, man. I did graphic design work for like we did I never well actually I can't remember. Okay, so I have face blindness, and there was somebody famous who owned like a store, a restaurant nearby. So we did graphic design for Ralph Lauren's team for a long time. He had like three different stores, and we did their graphic design. A lot of it was internal, or actually maybe all of it was internal. Um, and we did graphic design for their stores out in East Hampton. Oh no. Yeah. Well, 2001. Okay. I haven't learned animating. I have messed around with it. Uh, it's I like it. I've definitely read up on it. I've done some study on it. I know the history of it, but I've not done any, well, I've not done none. I have done some animating work. It's crazy work. It's like a ton of work. Basically, the next step for me, I've done some 3D animation, and most 2D animation now uh, is not hand done necessarily. There's not none, right? Like I think Phineas and Ferb is still done where you draw it frame by frame and they draw the in-betweens, but like a lot of shows are done on the PC, right? So what you'll do is you'll build a puppet, basically. You'll build like it's kind of like what South Park does, but turned up to 11. So you'll build a character and it'll look like this, and then you'll have the eyes, and you'll make the eyes be totally controlled. So you have like a control here, and you can make the eyes go sneaky or even wider, um, and stuff like that. Depending on what your character can do. Oh, sorry, Malik. No kitten for me. I can't have it in the apartment. That's what the controls will be able to do. And basically what you do there is you will create the eyes in the default setting, and then you'll be like, what other things do we need? And you'll draw like the eyes at the extreme setting inside the program, and then you'll see how the computer switches between the two, and then if that's good, you can leave it. It's never good, right? So what you end up doing is customizing the switch and getting really down. And sometimes you do have to draw the in-between frames to make sure it looks right. And all that's good. That's just what it is. And then you'll have this digital puppet, 2D puppet. And now you can animate the eyes just with this one control. And you do that with every part of the body and everything. You have it have a walk cycle. You have it do all these things. Oh, take care, Douglas Day. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah. So that's the old school way, and I think it's great. I'm sorry, Jose. That's terrible. That is the type of animations that I've done. XM is frame by frame, like onion skinning, and exactly like copying over what you can. Okay, this guy's got little shoulders. He's kind of like a chibi with a giant head. He's 2 heads tall. That's great. What is this? There's like this reminds me of something. This style of uh character reminds me of someone or something. I can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, it might be Strong Bad. It's the like big square. It could be Strong Bad. The big square feet, because that's kind of what Strong Sad was like. All right. I think this is checking out. This seems like him. What are his hands? Oh, he has like huh? Like Wonder Woman. A tradition, family, love, and donuts. Mm. No, this won't be my last drawing. Yeah, so I'm gonna do mostly, especially to start, I'm gonna do mostly streaming. I do make shorts, but I haven't been over the last couple of weeks. So I'll draw shorts, and I've been thinking about doing just like little like how-tos, nothing big. Um, why? What are you thinking, XM? You have suggestions, critiques? Lives have been really fun, and so that is nice. Uh, and they're in some ways they're easy. Like you have to be on camera, or on camera in a way, and like talking and interacting for a few hours, and that can be like work because you're like on, but it's enjoyable in different ways. I love drawing my own cartoon characters. I think that's such a great practice and pastime. The star's so bad. That's fine. I wasn't even gonna do it, so. In the US, this week is coming up is Thanksgiving. So a lot of people have a week off of school, and it's the biggest travel day. It's the biggest travel week of the year. So if you live far away from your family, almost everybody travels back to see their family in the US for Thanksgiving. It's a very interesting holiday. there's traditional foods and people end up really, really wanting those foods, really liking them, which is nothing wrong with that. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I do the speed drawing type tutorials. So that's good. That is the method I was following. So good to hear. It is I agree it can be more informative than digital. It's easier for me to follow. And maybe that's because that's what I'm used to, but yeah, I could start adding in. So I do like kind of informative. I know a ton of like weirdo trivia facts. Like, oh gosh, I know something about the luchador. There's like a famous luchador who was an orphan and a priest, and he would fight and then go run an orphanage. Is this true? I think this is true. Mm, corn is delicious. The street corn, Mexican street corn, we call it. Oh no, I'm sorry, reversed green. It's terrible. All right. We got oh well let's give him we colored everything but his skin, so let's give his skin. I think my favorite Thanksgiving food is biscuits and gravy. And my least favorite Thanksgiving food is green bean casserole. I like green beans, but when you put like crispy onions and cream sauce on them or whatever, bleh. Get out of here with that. Oh, yeah. Weird dressing. Gross. Your dad sounds like my Nana. And then finally she was like, "Oh, I'm the only one who eats this?" And we were like, "No, Nana, you don't eat it. You're like 90% of the time a vegetarian." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she stopped making it. And we're like, "No, nobody eats it." Not today, Malik, but thank you so much. Thank you, XM. Oh, Jose, that's terrible. Oh, you had to go to the doctor when you were two. Thanks, Desert Rain Frog, for letting me know. Yeah, man, the flu, I don't know if it's worldwide. Most of the time the flu is worldwide. It's really weird this year, and it's really it's primed to be harder for everybody. Okay, so we did Ricochet. So now we need to know if we do Dust Tail Sands. Magic 8 Ball, do we do Dust Tail Sands? Outlook not so good. Okay. Do we do Black Yoshi? Let's see. My reply is no. Are we gonna do a fish? Thank you so much for hanging out, Jose. See you next time. Thank you. I made too many bubbles, so now I can't see. It is decidedly so. We shall draw a fish. Bye. Take care, Jose. Thanks for stopping in. Always good to have new people in the stream. I think I want to do a koi. Like, what are those ones that are like really decorative? Like they have the big. Yeah, I was thinking either tattoo style or maybe like, yeah. I'm looking for references because I don't know what fish look like. And so many are just drawings. So I have to figure out like maybe koi fish photo. Wait, am I on Google again? Gosh darn Google. Now I'm gonna leave Luchadora up here while I finally get this. Hold on to my pencil for me. Thanks. Oh yeah, I was telling a story about Oddfoot. Oddfoot's my wife. I was telling a story about Oddfoot being sick. So after she was sick for 2 weeks, and with what we think is the flu, because she tested negative for COVID, she all of a sudden it was like she was getting better, and then it was like her throat hurt, she couldn't swallow, and it was bad one day, and then the next day it was worse. And we were like, oh crap. She's got strep throat because on her first day of work, she was sick, but her coworker was like, I'm recovering from strep throat. I think we could play Hangman. So she was like, oh no. So when she started getting really sick and her throat started hurting, we were like, no, she has strep, right? So we just go to the doctor. We didn't have to go to the doctor for the flu, but we were like, we better go to the doctor for this. The doctor took one look at her. They tested her for strep because you always do that. And they were like, yeah, you got thrush, babes. Like, so she had like, when babies get like that, what is it? It's a bacterial colony in their mouth. Woof. Or it's actually a yeast, right? Sucks. So yeah, she had thrush. She has to take this medicine, like gargle with this medicine. So I have one word that I used to always play for Hangman, and I don't know why. Woof. Malik Ruff. Oh, here. I still haven't gotten the reference photo because I got distracted. So today is the first day that she has been feeling like a human in the last like 2 or 3 weeks. So we went to the fabric store. She really likes like fabric and recycling. And I'm terrified of thrush because I have asthma and the inhalers that I take are like, hey, you're going to get thrush. So you really need to wash thoroughly because this medicine going to give you, it's going to give you thrush. You're going to get thrush, bro. And every doctor and every pharmacist I ever talk to, they go, oh, you better wash. You need to wash your mouth out. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. And I do. Like, I guess a lot of people don't, and then they get thrush. But I wash my mouth out constantly. Not constantly. Um, very well. I'm holding my breath. I'm holding my breath. I'm not even drawing. I'm looking at photos. Jeez. I don't know why I hold my breath about drawing. It's such a strange phenomenon. Okay, I'm just gonna start. We can look at reference photos as we draw. I don't know. They seem pretty standard in shape. Oh man, orthodontist. It's one of the worst jobs. We don't know why, but of like normal jobs, orthodontist has really, really bad mental health. Like, military jobs, police, those are worse. Well, mostly, but orthodontists, we don't know why, just really bad. Okay. I think, how's that? That's pretty good. Their tail's kind of like, I'm doing this, I'm doing it, I'm having its body like kind of turned toward us, which sometimes gets me in trouble. But like fish turn their tails. This is what they do. Little flat, what is this called? Finny. Oh man, I went to a school. I went to a school. That's that's the story. I went to a school and they talked a lot about how it used to be a one-room schoolhouse and then it burnt down. And then when they rebuilt it, it was still a one-room schoolhouse for like 10 minutes. And then they added a second room, which it's funny how much they cared. But this is what I learned about. I learned about this in my school because they were like, bro, like we were one of the last 8 one-room schoolhouses in the state. It's like, okay, cool, I guess. And oh, the one-room schoolhouse that the district had was actually just down the street. Oh yeah, no, listen, orthodontics, like getting braces and stuff on your teeth is terrible. I don't think anyone should ever not be like should be ashamed of being afraid or unsure or like it is very painful and it is very invasive and it is scary. I definitely get that. What do these ugly fish look like? I love these fish. I don't know why I'm having such trouble. Okay. It's like they're a little square in the front. I think this eye is too small. Okay. Are these the ones that have the little whiskies? They are now. I'm gonna give it like kind of big lips. This might this might turn into not a koi. It's a type of koi that doesn't look like a koi fish. And then they have like a tiny little fin topper, right? Something like that. Oh yeah. Braces are such a strange thing. I guess so it's starting to be less embarrassing for people to have braces as an adult, which I think is great because I feel like braces is one of those things that like can totally wait till you're an adult. Right? A lot of the time, it's not medically necessary. And so it's like a cosmetic procedure, cosmetic surgery. And like kids don't need to be doing that. I really liked my teeth crooked, but they convinced me to get braces, which made me really sad. And then, well, my mom was terrible. She was abusive, and so she used the braces as another means to abuse me. And that sucked. I need to look at koi tail because, like, what is wrong with this tail? It's like so close. I like everything else about this fish now. It's ugly, but I like that. It's like that's what the noise this fish makes. He's the fish news guy. This just done. Ooh, it's hard. I think you can't go wrong with, oh gosh, actually, I don't know. I remember choosing the color. I had totally forgot about that. I could just smell the rubber bands all of a sudden when you said that. Yeah, I'm gonna look up koi fish tail. I think go with like the same. I would go probably with the kind of like if I wore a lot of blue clothes, I think I would go with blue if I wore. I don't think you should go with white, right? Because like it gets off white. And I don't think you should go with black. I remember because when you go with black, it kind of looks like your teeth are funny, you know? Like they're not well. So I think probably most other things are probably good. Come on, fish. Like that's what their tails look like, but it's so dumb. And then they're like, this part's orange and this part's clear. That actually that kind of looks like a fish tail. Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, you can't do brown. I was thinking blue and pink. That was my first instinct. Dang, yeah, blue and pink would be good. Maybe you do blue this time, pink next time. Or like, depending on the color of the purple, purple could look good. Oh, I think this fish turned out pretty decent. The fish is over here thinking like, where'd these bubbles come from? It's a filter, okay? Ah, yeah. I definitely wanted to do pink. And I was thinking earlier, I was like, I remember they told me no because they thought something was too girly. And like, bro, I am a girly ass motherfucker. Like, chill. Let me make my own choices. But I don't know, man. What is it? It's like muchísimo. It's so toxic sometimes. Okay. Yeah, maybe red and blue. And then be like, no, that red's a little too dark. Do you have anything lighter? Yeah, let's see. Should we play Hangman the Ball? It's a good... You got it. As I see it, yes. All right. Hangman it is. I have a word in mind. So I'm just going to do it. All right. We'll build the gallows. And I think of Scooby-Doo. Puppy power. I don't know. Little nails. Probably this is actually held in with a big peg. No, there's like a trapdoor, but we're not going to deal with all that. This will just be old-fashioned. The word is not pink. It's 8 letters. Can you see? Try again. Try again. That was my fault. I moved it over too far. Okay, A. Yeah, there's an A. There's 2 A's. A, check. And then there's like a crowd. Gallows humor is interesting because, like, were there people? No I. Like, were there people like up, like about to be executed who were like, oh, hey, jokey, jokey, jokey. I'm a cool guy. You're a cool guy too. So I know a lot of people who are about to be executed. H. No H. They were like really forgiving of the people around them. Like they were like, listen, I know this is not your fault. We're all part of the system. What can you do? What can you do? E, yes, we got some E's. Like, because it was like a lot of lower class people and like really, really lower class people who were watching the executions. And most of the time, the vast majority of the time, it was lower class people who were being executed. And like they weren't executing each other, right? Like it's upper class who's executing people. So that's an interesting thing. Because I think it's still like that today, right? Like working class, lower class people are often in solidarity. Oh, no, oh. He's giving a thumbs up. Well, maybe Robin Hood will come save him. Hey, Mary Nally. R, no R. We'll do his right side and then his left side. I'll give you some extra guesses. We won't do his feet yet. You, no you. Foot. You guys will get this. We've been asking the Magic 8 Ball things to do. Today we've drawn a fish. We have drawn this guy. This guy loves pink and blue braces. We did this guy who's from Candy Crush, Mr. Toffee. And then I pointed at his monocle. And then we did this guy who is Armandinho, who's a little cartoon character from Brazil. Hello, Brianna Joey. Welcome. T, yes. We got it. T. Hey, Leah. Leela Coach. Leela. Ah. We're just doing a quick, I'm sure you guys are about to get this. We have been asking the Magic 8 Ball the things we should draw, and somebody had put Hangman on the request, so we did Hangman. We did Ricochet, we did Mr. Toffee, we did a fish, and now we have Yoshi and Dust Tail Sands. B, no B. That's it. Frog Official gets it. Robin Hood comes and shoots a arrow. The string breaks. There's somebody under the stage, under the gallows, where the trap door falls to catch him on his shoulders. And they're out of here. They got a horse waiting just off screen over here. What did I call you? Maybe Froggo? Frog is good. Whichever you want. I'm not going to remember if it's too weird. I mean, too different. But if Frog is okay, I can call you Frog. Yeah, Mary Nally, and Frog, you guys got it. After the hard work of Malik fishing. Okay, so let me take out, hang on, I'm having an asthma attack, and I'm just pretending I'm not, which is unhealthy. I just need a little break from doing all the. Take my inhaler. What the? Okay. I have to sip of my seltzer. Oh yeah, I'm totally fine. It's very mild. I have my asthma very, very much under control. It's just sometimes I'm supposed to take my inhaler even if I have a little bit. And sometimes I am like, oh, I'll be fine. And I don't take my inhaler. And that's dumb. I should take my inhaler. That's what the doctor wants me to do. Okay. So here's the list. Let's write the list back out because it's much changed. So we have Dust Tail Sands. I don't really know. I know it's a skeleton. And Black Yoshi, is there Black Yoshi? Like, is this just one type of Yoshi? Is this an unofficial Yoshi? I might demur from doing that one. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mary. Yeah, so if you guys have any, we're going to start doing the Magic 8 Ball, but if anyone has any requests, we'll put it on the list. All right, Dust Tail, Magic 8 Ball. Should we do Dust Tail Sands? Let's see. Reply Hazy, try again. Okay. Should we do Dust Ball Sands? She says, concentrate and ask again. We weren't concentrating. Toad? Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I believe it, Frog. Like I get that. Like I'm just like, well, I will just like I don't need my medicine. It'll be okay. Like why? Why do I do this? What do we got? Are we gonna do Sands? Outlook good. There it is. Outlook good. Okay. Sands from Undertale. No, Dust Tail Sands. I don't know what this is. Hi, somebody. Welcome. Okay. Come on, Duck Duck Go. Help me out. Dust Tail Sands. Oh, okay. I see. It's very for some reason he's very like 2002 coded for me. Yeah, okay. This we can work with this. Dust Tail Sands. Look at that. It's like got stuck. There we go. Okay, so I always try to do this. Just sort of lay out a little. This is moving. That's really freaking me out. Lay out a little, basically a plan of attack, you know. I'm gonna not do so. He's a skeleton wearing a hoodie. If you don't know Dust Tail Sands, I didn't know either. I mean, I was told he was a skeleton wearing a hoodie. It's very much that, but I didn't know him before then. I always think of Sans. Isn't Sans from Undertale also a skeleton? Is this the same character, but like in a different? I don't know. So he always has the hood up. Love that for him. I love a good hoodie, man. I have exactly this kind too. The zip split zip hoodie. That's my fave. And then we'll give him a little. This will be also a pocket. We're gonna put his hand in one pocket because I only want to draw one skeleton hand. I don't want to draw any skeleton hands. But if you put both in their pockets, it looks suspicious. People are like, whoa, that guy doesn't like drawing hands. But if you just put one in, they're like, oh, he made an aesthetic choice to not draw a hand. Okay, and then he's just wearing a t-shirt underneath. Solid choice. Yeah, I haven't gotten into Undertale. It looks fine. I'm not trying to say I wouldn't get into Undertale, but I don't know. I don't play video games very much anymore. And like I wish I did, but I have very limited video game time, and because of that, I have to be very picky choosy. So I only play games that I'm like 100%, not 100%, but I only play games that I'm like very sure I'm gonna get a lot of fun out of, a lot of time out of, and also games where like or games where I'm gonna play with my friends. And Undertale just never really hit the mark for me. Even though it might be a good game. Okay. Well, it looks like most of these that I see, his upper face is totally in shadow. That's great. That'll really work to our advantage. I'm gonna pull this. This hood is. I'm just gonna pop this hood off. I'm gonna draw his head. His head is in a lot of these looks just like a sphere, which is great. Then his face, his teeth are like this. His nose, fine. If it's a sphere, it looks like that. And then we have eyes. We're not gonna see the whole eyes. We're just gonna see the glowy bits of the eyes. But let's draw the circles that the eyes would be. And then this would be the skull. So now if we want a hood, let's have the hood come up like that. There we go. Maybe have a little point back that away. Come down here. Yeah, still not great. Don't like that, the way this hood is sitting on his head. It would be kind of just, okay, let's just do, like that. I feel like this would be a realistic hood, but I don't feel it look like it looks aesthetic. But oh well. We'll black out and do some shadow there. Then we'll come back and we'll get. I'm gonna stick. I think this hood looks realistic now. So even if it's not quite what the character looks like. Yeah. Yeah, so I have it coming up at the end. You said his hood is taller than his head a little bit. I agree. Yeah, I think we'll give that. We'll have the bottom of his head, his chin, and then he's like, we don't see it very good, but he definitely has these vertebrae, right? That go into the top of his shirt. We could like hint at a rib cage under his shirt, but I don't think that's super necessary. Okay. And then luckily we don't have to worry too much about, what did I do here? There we go. Okay. What's so weird about skeleton hands? They always look wrong because we as humans have a really good understanding of these proportions. My hands have very short fingers. I'm very small-handed for a person of my size. But when you do skeleton hands, this finger goes all the way to here, to the wrist, because that's how the bones are. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And because there's not this interconnected muscle and stuff, it just looks weird. How do hands go? Thumb points out. Okay. Bone, 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 bone. 2, 3. What's really interesting though is each one of these bones is half the size of the last one. About. There's like a lot of weird little tricks like that. I don't draw this last bone. When I draw hands, often I just draw these two together. And I'll just bend it if it needs to be bent or something. But I don't do like straight bent. I just do, you can see even here, I've already done it. A lot of these should have another bone, But instead of drawing another bone, I just kind of draw the last one a little bit longer than it should be and give it a little bend. And that has worked really well for me. It's once I started doing that, I was like, oh, okay, thank God, I can draw hands a little bit. Yeah, and all the tiny joint parts. Yeah. Yeah, you get it. The joint prices. Joint prices are out of this world. I think there's a picture of this guy smoking. What is he holding? Is he holding anything ever? Come on, guys. A knife. I don't want to be holding a knife. I think maybe we'll do like a human heart. All right. He's holding a human heart. That's nice for him. And we got to get his eye sparkle. Hey, welcome back, SexM. This is Dust Tail Sands. I had never heard of him, but here we are. All right, let's get a little color in here. I think that'll help us out. This orange wanted to stay behind. No, not the orange. So his eye seems to be this color blue and red. His skull is white. His hoodie. Yeah, I guess it's like a mod or a mod for Undertale or like a fan game or something. This is Dust Tail Sands. He's wearing a hood. He's got this kind of jacket on. Right. I understand he's from... I know Sans from Undertale. It's... Oh, holding my breath again. Gosh. No reason to hold your breath, bud. Just breathe, all right? It's going to be all right. You're okay. I'm not going to mess anything up. I do not know why I hold my breath when I draw. I mean, I know why sometimes, right? You're trying to do like a really perfect line. You're like, better. So you don't like mess up oh, doing it again. Mess up like a straight line or something. Just coming in with this blue and kind of really whamming it on where I think there would be shadows or something. I don't really want to get in there with like a black and do any real shading. So instead, I'm just going to go bop. Let's see. Oh, and then human heart. We're going to do this one and this one and this one. Pink, red, and yellow. Then you get the red first, get in between all the little skeleton fingers, and get up on here, hit that, hit that, hit that. Okay, and then out here, we're gonna do yellow. There's a lot of the heart has like this layer of nasty fat on top of it. Get that red back, bam, hit that in there. Really use this red to define the shape of the heart. I just did like what would sort of feel like a human heart. I know what one sort of looks like, but I didn't like stick to the anatomical. But I think that's recognizable as a human heart, so I think that's fine. There we go. The creepy guy. All right. Yeah, 70 is old. And most 70-year-olds I know have watched Adventure Time. Nope. We are about to go to the list again. I put these guys away. All right, that's good. That's good. Okay. Let's see. Okay, the list is here. We have Dusttail Sands, done. Check. Next, we have Black Yoshi. Hey, 8-Ball, are we going to do Black Yoshi next? Whoa, hey. Let's see. What does it say? Ask again later. Dang. Hey, it's just AJ, nothing else. I guess I'll just call you AJ, and I won't do the rest of the name. Is that okay? The body part that is hardest to draw. So I think it depends on the orientation of a person. So I'm going to say, ask again later. Black Yoshi said, I'm going to take that as a no. Toad, concentrate and ask again. I'm going to ask that again now with a concentration. So give me 1 second. Let us concentrate and ask again about Toad. Magic Infinity Ball. What does it say? You may rely on it. Here comes Toad. Yeah, so I think the hardest part of the body to draw is very often, I mean, the hands are terrible, right? Like, I would be lying if I said that the thing that gives me the most trouble isn't the hands. The hands give me the most trouble, but they're not necessarily the hardest thing to draw. I think some of the hardest thing to draw, look, this is so old, I never opened it. Look, it's kneaded eraser, but it's just cracked. Like arms can be really terrible in how they come off the body and like where they oof. Oh, look at that. Inside there's eraser. Ugh. That's crazy. It's still needy on the inside. Ah. Well, I thought I was saving it. I thought I would use it, and I guess I won't now. Yeah, no, I practiced the eyes a lot. I really like the eyes. Even if you're going really realistic, the eyes can be really nice. You have like that guy, and you have this place. And people's eyes are different shapes, and you can go in. Is this the waterline, right? You can grab the waterline and like some eyelashes. And just like this is a big circle in the background, you can't see it. And then we'll give them an eye fold here. And then part of that circle is this iris and a pupil. And then this is all still, so the eye is this big circle. It's underneath the eyelid and everything. You can't see it, but it's a sphere, give or take. That's right here. And that's what the iris and everything rests on. So once you learn that kind of stuff, the eye becomes relatively easy. It's pretty and it's fun to draw, so like you can do it a bunch. The only hard part with the eye is like getting them both to line up. But even that, you just draw some guidelines. Ooh. Oh, let me try if it can erase with this hard rock. Well, it scraped the paper off. All right. Expressions are fun. I think they are hard, but they're really fun. Hey, Maricruz. So I'm excited to do Toad. Let me pull up his reference sheet before, not reference sheet, a reference. But I want to talk about expressions for a second. So what I will do is I will take, I use pretty large paper, right? And I will take it and I will fold it up into, why do I have hair? Why is my hair red? Yeah, the eraser putty, but it didn't work out. So I will take one of these pieces of paper and I will fold it down to about, yeah, let's fold this in thirds, this part. For example, let's do this one, for example. There we go, nice and 30. Whoops. It doesn't have to be perfect. Should we do this one into 1, 2? Let's just do this into 2. Okay. So this is loose. How many are you going to get? But now you have 12 squares. All right. And because faces are tall, I would probably do it this way. And so I will take this, fold it into 12 separate things, and I will just go, and I will do this for a couple of days in a row. And I'll say, okay, take at least 6, but take the whole page, take all 12, and draw 12 different emotions. And sometimes I'll start like in the center, and I'll be like, draw a character. Let's draw a character. I'll draw somebody who kind of looks, who am I trying to draw? I'm drawing somebody. That's all. It just has to be a person, right? Let's do bangs because they're weird. And the rest of the hair. Okay. Big cheekbones. Ears. Eyebrows. And eyes. So I will draw like this, and then let's do wide nose. And then this will be like a blank expression. I'll try to do one where it's just like their passport photo. They're meant to do a blank expression. The passport photo tells you, like, when you take the actual photos, I can take the actual passport photos. I've done it multiple times. And in the guideline for doing that, it says don't have the person smile, all these different rules. But then if you look at anyone's passports photo, they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And it's like, what the hell? Yeah. And so you draw then different expressions, and based off this one plain face, well, it was meant to be plain, but I was talking about passport photos. Um, and this is a very messy sample. I'm not obviously doing the whole thing. And it could even be simpler than this, right? You could do just like a very simple face, like eyebrows, very simple eyes, nose, and mouth, and then like have him get happier, right? And if you fill out one of these to do like different expressions, you do a couple of these after a couple of days, man, you're going to be so good at expressions. All right, let's get Toad. Gosh darn it, Toad Mario. Wait, we're talking about Toad Mario, right? Just kidding, that's the only one I'm going to draw. Toad from Frog and Toad. Dang, you caught me. I would draw Toad from Frog and Toad. But no, I'm drawing Toad from Mario. Yellow Toad. Jeezy peasy. Is that Toad's like cousin? I don't know how Toads work. All right, Toad, pretty fun. Should we do something really challenging? I don't want to. Okay, let's do it. Let's have him be looking up at us. Oh man, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be bad. Just to get it out of the way. So if he's like looking up at us, and this like this and that and the other. Yeah, I think this is actually just a big one right in the middle and two ones on the side. Big. So this is part of their head, right? It wasn't sure for a long time. But it's not a hat. At least officially, according to Mario. Man, this is very barely different from... So then this would be his body, and then it gets smaller as it goes down, but it also gets bigger because his body gets bigger, and then he has a little feet. Little shorts, just like here, we barely see them, and then the vest. And then his arms, and maybe he's raising up his arm to wave at us. And he's like, hey. Does Toad have human fingers? All 5? We gotta foreshorten that a little bit. Oh, Malik Fishing. From a few minutes ago? Yeah, I remember you. My friend in pink and blue. I don't think you're the first Malik. But Yeah, yeah. And it's still called a hearing, and they probably don't give them any kind of assistive device or translator because we're bad at helping disabled people in the United States and most places too. Belly button. Yeah, still called a hearing. I just heard one of those. It was, huh. Okay, Toad's got big old expressive mouth, no nose. So he definitely looks just like that. I just watched a Philippines movie. Never mind, never mind. It was a weird movie. I don't need to. You guys don't need to be involved. Okay. Did a little draw through to make sure that the head's correct in all the spots. Now we'll get his eyes on. Eyes on like size on. Oops. Mouth. Hi, I'm Toad. The yellow one. That's what he says. That's what he sounds like. Oh no. Not finding a charger is rough. My desk is squeaky. It has not been squeaky before, and now it's squeaky. Okay. Yellow, yellow toad, toad, yellow toad, yellow toad. This one's the yellow toad. He has a green toad friend and a red toad and a blue toad. There's all sorts of colored toads. Toads are just a kind of guy. Yellow, blue, and red. So most of the time, the toad has like a yellow trim on his vest, but yellow toad also has a yellow trim on his vest. But his vest is yellow, so it's yellow and yellow, so it doesn't look like he has yellow trim, but he does. You just have to trust. You have to trust. Oh, dang. You better start studying then. Man, I used to love tests and quizzes. I was pretty good in school. I was very good in school. I don't need to be modest. What color are Toad's shoes? They're all brown. His shorts, all their shorts are white. So this actually worked out pretty good. Here, we'll erase some of these guidelines. They're a little obvious now. And then we'll fill in the yellow and the peach again. That kind of, oh, peach, get it? And a little yellow here. Peach, 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 peach. Yellow, 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 yellow. Brown, 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 brown. Here, you know what'll make this really pop? Once we do one of these. Do you guys ever, there's like, do you guys ever watch math YouTube? I love math YouTube. There's a guy who's like, let's see if this teacher is wrong. And I love that guy. The teacher is often wrong. I got into YouTube because of Vihart, who's a math YouTuber from back in the day. Although she still makes a couple of videos. But yeah, that's why I watched YouTube, was because of Vihart. I was like, okay, YouTube is okay. I don't hate it. I didn't hate YouTube. I never hated YouTube. I just like didn't really get it. Even when I was like 20, I was an old man. And I was like, what is wrong? What? I don't understand. I get it. I can watch a video. Like, but I did not get it. Oh, I haven't watched Young Sheldon yet. I've been thinking about it. Oh, thank you, Mama and Maria. This is a little yellow toad from the Mushroom Kingdom looking up and saying hi. Let me turn this. To do this, I have to turn it. And then it's easy. I can't mess it up now because I just said it's easy. That's the rule. If you say this is easy, then you won't be able to mess it up. Trick of the trade. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, so it's so hard because I genuinely think the biggest tip is to draw every day, but I can expand on that a little bit. You don't really have to draw every day, but it helps. Drawing every day is important because you're not you're really solidifying lessons that you learn. But it's more important to like have a reason to draw every day, right? Or have a method or like what is it called? Like a schedule, like a routine. So if you draw before bed every day, that can really work. Like maybe you watch a TV show at night every night, or a YouTube channel every night after your homework, or before bed, or during dinner. You could link drawing to that, and maybe you just draw the person on the show. So this is something that I did when I was first starting out to get some extra practice. Is I would watch TV and I would draw like people on the TV. And this is like I was watching things like CSI and stuff. So I was like drawing all sorts of weird like bomb squad people, or I remember one was literally the bomb squad. And there was like this, and it was so silly, but that helped because I was just drawing more and more and more and more. And then I personally, I draw a little cartoon for my wife every day before I go to sleep. And she sees it first thing when she wakes up. And it's a Stella Steffi cartoon. And it's based on these two stuffed elephants we have, Stella and Steffi. Yeah. And so this is Stella. And when I first started drawing these guys, I genuinely think I got good at drawing because I drew these guys every single day. Even though like they're not super complicated. And when I first started drawing them, they were way less hang on. Ryland's channel. Real people don't even call you. Can eat them movies. Pink Pony theme songs. Love Pink Pony Club. Great. Well, I love the album. The album is one of the best albums ever. I genuinely, it's one of my favorite things to listen to, period. Love Chapel Roan, that album anyway. So yeah, this is Stella, and this is Stella, the actual elephant. And she and her sister are these little characters. I draw them every day and they get into like weird situations. Let me see if I have yesterday's right by. Yeah, here it is. So I draw these guys, all right? And she's asking if she has to take gargle medicine because my wife has to take gargle medicine right now. And she says, no, not if you don't have to because you're not sick. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm not sick. And she's like, yeah, you only need to take medicine when you're sick. And then she says, wait, but I can still have gummy vitamins. Yes, gummy vitamins. Gummy vitamins, gummy vitamins, gummy vitamins. And that's it. Like it's not mind-blowing, it's not revolutionary. It's just a doofy little cartoon that I do every day. And that has helped me so much because I just get so much practice. Like even if she's just holding holding something, like maybe she's holding the bin of gummy vitamins herself. Like I have to make some choices when I draw that. And it's low pressure because no one else has to see it but me. So it's not an assignment. I don't feel weird or bad about it. If I mess it up, I just keep going or I just draw another one. And I think that was really helpful for me for learning how to draw. I've been doing it for a few years now. Let's clean that up a little. We have like some weird arms in different places because I messed up. Yeah, and I'd say that's probably the biggest. And the other huge piece of advice that draw every day, everyone says, and I agree with it, but I understand that you've probably heard if you're looking into drawing and you're like, how do I get better? Somebody has probably told you you draw every day. True, but sometimes unhelpful, right? Sometimes you're drawing as much as you can draw. One thing that might help change how much you can draw is get the biggest paper that you can draw on that you enjoy. So for me, it's this 11 by 17. It's A3 if you're in Europe or anywhere else. And buy as much. It should be cheap because this is not meant to be final projects that you're sending out or pieces of art that you're putting in galleries. This is just meant to be practice. So it should be cheap paper that you like to draw on and buy as much of it as you can. So I bought 500 sheets. It's like a package like this. Hang on. And it's a big package. I put it right next to my desk. And you see, I'll always have like 10 or 15 sheets ready to go. And I draw and I draw and I draw and I draw. Sometimes I do 20 sheets of these in a day. That's how you get good. And I always was really precious with my paper because I only had so much paper, right? Paper is really expensive. I was buying those sketchbooks with the black ones actually are not that bad, but still, even these sketchbooks that I think a lot of people use, they felt the paper was really nice, and I would forget to bring it with me sometimes. And I felt weird putting scribbles in them that I didn't like, right? Because a lot of the practice that I draw, sometimes I'd fill up 15, 20 of these a day, 20 of these sheets a day. And I'm like, I don't like half of them, or I don't like even more than half of them. And like, that's okay. It's not in a notebook, it's not in a sketchbook that I'm carrying around. I can just be like, yep, those were the bad practice ones, and I can just put it over there and forget about it. And the ones I want to keep, I can keep. And so for me, a huge part of drawing every day was getting this paper and just having this paper ready to go when I wanted to draw. And then having a place, that's another thing that I never think about, but is so important. If you can have a place set up, this is not easy. So I'm not trying to say like, and this is one benefit of having the sketchbook, but because a sketchbook is not only a bunch of paper, it's also a place to draw, right? So if you have your pencil, maybe your eraser and your sketchbook, you have a surface to draw and you have paper to draw and you can draw. You are someplace and you can draw. For me, I can't use these sketchbooks, so that was really hard, but what I ended up getting was just a little desk. It's very small. Like you guys are seeing probably about half of this desk, maybe a third. This little desk, uh, and I just always try to keep it clear so I can, and some paper on it and this pencil and stuff on it so that I can draw. At any time I want to, I can come over here and I can draw. And I think that was also really big because I would definitely be like, oh, I want to draw. And then I'd go to sit down on my desk to draw, and like my computer keyboard would be there, and I would have been like building a sculpture or painting something like a toy, or fixing a toy, or replacing the battery on a phone, and it would all be spread out on the desk. And then I'd be like, oh, okay, I better clean that up first before I can draw. And then I would clean it up, and then I'd be like, I don't want to draw. I'm gonna go play video games or whatever it is. So by having a spot that's just for drawing, I could draw more frequently. And those little things started adding up more and more and more and more. This is not going to stand. Oh, maybe it will. Until I was drawing a lot. Oh, so close. So I know that's like a bunch of weird advice that's not really all about drawing exactly, but that's what made it so I could learn to draw. And then I followed a bunch of YouTube tutorials. And I did take a bunch of classes in school and stuff, so, and I have a lot of artist friends, and all that helped, but practice was the number one. All right, it's 10 o'clock, so actually I'm going to be out. Let me see, what did we draw today? We drew Toad. Whoop. We drew Toad. Just waving up at everybody. Okay. We drew Toad. We drew Sans from Undertale from Delta Tail or something. We drew, not that, we drew this guy who loves pink and blue. He's Ricochet. We drew a fish. A very regular koi. He's a little bit grumpy. We'll give him a little orange. Look, he's happier already. We drew this guy. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. I kept mispronouncing it, but he's a Brazilian cartoon character. And we drew Mr. Toffee from Candy Crush Soda Saga or something like that. All right, I'm going to leave you guys with... We drew some eyes. We played around a hangman. I'm going to leave you guys with Toad and Lucha. Oh, thank you so much, Marnie. Yeah, I do like this fish. I'm going to leave you guys with the fish. Thank you so much. I don't think I'm doing any late night stream tonight, but I should be on tomorrow. All right, have a great night. Bye.